Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great weekend. I just wanted to jump on here really quick. We were having a conversation over on Twitter over the last day, and it's actually been very interesting information. So I wanted to share it over here on the other platforms in a video because I don't have that many followers over on Twitter, and there's some pretty important information in this. So it started out over here with this map. Everyone's been talking and buzzing about the shortages that are starting to show up all over the country again, and there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason. And we expect going into the holidays that all this merchandise, it's the biggest retail season of the year, right? And so we expect things to be opening back up, and yet we're seeing shortages again. And so everybody started posting these maps and photos, and whistleblowers started coming out in all of these ports saying they're told to stand down, that the stuff is there and they're told not to open the container ships. And people started posting all of the maps showing that, yes, look, there is a ton of cargo ships all over the place, but the merchandise isn't making it inland. And what's going on with these cargo ships? So here's where it started getting really interesting. Mr. Joshua posted this retweet in a reply to that map that I posted. And this picture, when I saw this picture, I just about melted that this is exactly what I saw. There's a vision that I posted. Here's the link. You know what? I'll grab a clip. I posted this 7 years ago, and I had the vision about 10 years ago about this invasion from container ships. So let me play that clip right here. Don't make fun of me. This was like 7 years ago.
And it was destruction zone. I don't know. All I saw was a news broadcast, and they showed a map of the United States, and it had red concentric circles around the northeast coast of the United States of America. And then all of a sudden it changed, the dream changed, and I was zooming in like Google Earth, and I was zooming in over the port cities of the east coast of the United States. And I zoomed in so close that I was literally just a few feet off the ground and watching. And what I saw was a flood of Asians coming from everywhere, coming out of these huge cargo containers, coming out of ships. And I'm not talking about dozens or hundreds. It was like millions. These people were just flooding the port cities of the east coast of the United States. They weren't all military. I saw very few in military uniform. They were in civilian clothes, and they were coming in sort of picking, I guess, where they wanted to live and the businesses, the buildings that they wanted. And they were taking over businesses. They were taking restaurants. They were taking apartment buildings. All of the businesses that were salvageable, they were going in and claiming them. I guess sort of like how they did in occupied Japan.
And most of you know that because I've used this clip over the years in different videos like the Paradise Lost series, where we talked about the ghost cities that were built in China and why do they have these enormous camps or enormous cities even that they built and are just sitting vacant. So I'm sure you get what I'm alluding to now in the context of what the whole world is going through. And I know we've talked about all the multiple possibilities over the years because if you've ever been given prophetic glimpses from the Lord, we're always trying to figure out what was that? What did I just see? And so like we talked about it during the Suez Canal when the container ship blocked the Suez Canal. And of course, lots of people have been talking about Evergreen and all of this stuff and humans in the cargo ships. And we even did many years ago, we did a video about Walmart and the Google barges. So, we talk about it from time to time, but I'm not sure there's ever been a time that was really this scary to be surrounded by this many ships from foreign countries. I mean, what if something like the Suez Canal, them using cargo ships to block, important trade routes, to cut supply lines off? I mean, that's an act of war. So what if that was their beta test? How easily can they block these trade routes? How quickly? How long would it take to rectify it? Who's to say? I think it would be naive to assume that nobody's ever thought of using any of these ships for anything other than tennis shoes and iPhones, shipping Christmas cheap trinket merchandise or whatever. I think we need to be wide awake and we need to be discussing these things as we see what's going on around us. I can't vet this. I'm not saying this is going on right now. I just think that it's odd that we are having all of this control. Someone federally is taking over, or internationally is taking over our port cities, telling them odd things like stand down, don't process those container ships, just leave them there, to the point that our entire nation is surrounded by these ships from all these other countries. I mean, hopefully they are just imports, but it's worth talking about, especially in light of the rest of the conversation we've been having the last day or two. This was an emergency broadcast, this word right here, MARTIALLAW, to be implemented beginning of October. And that's a video. It's just a real simple video of some people in Canada showing their actual emergency orders that their government and certain provinces have sent out. It's official. They are going to bring in the military to take over certain segments of society. And we're seeing the same thing right now in New York, Wyoming, Boston, where under the guise of staff shortages, they are bringing in the military to take over sectors of our workforce in these cities. So, like here, I posted the article from NPR about Boston, Massachusetts, bringing in the military to take over as bus drivers because of staff shortages. And then I posted the article here about the New York governor. This is from military.com, that the New York governor is discussing declaring a state of emergency, just like they just did in Canada, designed to address staffing shortages in hospitals and nursing homes. And New York announced 6 days ago that it would call in the military to fill staff shortages at hospitals and nursing homes. They fired everyone so that they could enact that word to fix, air quotes implied, the crisis they themselves created. So right here at this time where they issued that mandate saying, everybody had to do what, or else they would lose their jobs. Well, now it's happening, and tens of thousands of doctors and nurses now are not allowed to go into their work. They didn't quit, they aren't allowed. So they basically got all of the patriots out, and now they say, well, now we have all these shortages, so we have to bring the military in, which, like I said here in the conversation, that yeah, of course, now that they've purged the military of everybody who also would not comply with unconstitutional mandates, now guess who's left in the military? Only those people who are willing to do anything that they're told by the regime. And those will be the people who will be brought in to staff these cities. So anyway, that's all I wanted to mention. I just wanted to jump on here. I thought that was interesting that all of this is going on at the very same time. And the thought of the military coming in and taking over the hospitals, working in the hospitals, that reminds me of that Russian invasion vision that I had, which has now mysteriously just disappeared from my channel. No, I didn't get a notice that it was removed or there was any problem with it. It's one of those that it just disappeared. It's not on here. And many of you know that it was on here because I've used clips of it in past videos. And it was like right in here. When I had the green shirt on, I had like a bright pink sort of coral t-shirt on, and my bandana in my hair from cleaning. Uh, and it was three dreams in one. But the one that I used, I think it was in Dark Winter or one of those videos recently, was that section about the hospitals being run by these military, and they weren't American military. But at that point, it was foreign soldiers who were running the hospitals and processing people through the hospitals. Russian soldiers and Chinese soldiers to be exact. So I don't think I'm one of those people that doesn't think it was just an accident that during the Democrat National Convention that when they were paying tribute to their military that they were showing the Russian military behind them. It was a big accident. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't think they're totally dumb enough not to even know anything about our own country and our own military. I don't think they read these 2 foot tall spending bills, and I don't really think they have any idea about that stuff. I think they are just this, actors on a stage. That's what I believe. I believe they are just actors on a stage, and these bills are written by think tanks years and decades ahead of time, and these are just paid actors who, go through the motions to roll this thing out on schedule. So I think it's probably both. Yeah, these people down here on the stage, they probably don't even know what this giant thank you from the Russian military ships behind them even means. But the people who put this there, they do. They're mocking us. Just saying, it's my opinion. You don't got to fact check it because I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it's my opinion. Take it or leave it. There it is. All right. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I'm going to leave you on that note. That should make you have a great weekend. But we need to be getting ready. We need to be networking in our communities because nobody on the internet's going to be able to save you when this thing goes down. You're going to have allies in your neighbors, in your town. Find out who they are. And you guys know that's what we're working on right now with the warehouse and the getting together all of hard copies of all of the books and the videos, getting it all offline into our physical possession, the information, while we can still get our hands on it. And so we're doing that with the bookstore and then the warehouse in the back where we will be gathering clothes and furniture and everything hopefully that we need to set up a refugee area in these rural areas. I mean, people are doing it in rural communities everywhere, but this is what we here in this community have been. Lots of people have contributed financially and they've contributed all of their help and work and all of it to get set up and get ready for what's coming. So when the Christian refugees start fleeing the big cities, and not just Christians, but Americans start fleeing the big cities, the American refugees will have places to go in these rural areas. So we're working as hard and fast as we can. And I ask you to please network in your communities as well. And I will keep you posted like I always do. When I make videos, I throw the updates in to let you know how far along we are in that project and where you can find us if you need to. So the last updates, I think we're here in the UFOs over Illinois, the paradigm shift video, and I think there was even a quick update in this Black Eyed Kids one or this Elon Musk one. I'm not sure. But I'll keep you updated where you can find us, how far along we are, and all of that. And let's stick together. Solidarity. Do not fear. This is our time to shine. This is the revelation of Jesus Christ. And we are the body of Christ. Be brave, be kind, be wise, and be ready.